looks like I've rushed you into rounding up your comments. Let's speak with our newly MP. In fact, the MP elect. It seems Kaswa will be very happy because.
Kaswa, I'm not the MP letter Kaswa.
Oh no, but we'll still go back there and make the place nice.
Honorable Kaswa trips.
Baba Sadiq.
Yo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday you got me screaming, man. I had to scream. Yeah. It looks like of all the MP elects, yours really got me shouting yesterday. I was super excited about it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You prior to the announcement, I saw your interview, and you were at a point you were, should I say, you were getting what's the right word to say? Agitated. Because some things were not right. Yeah. What was going on?
Well, a couple of things that we have made a case to the EC about. We had run a very strong campaign in Okakwei Central. We contested against not less a person than the Honorable Yaw Boamah, who had shown a lot of strength in the last two election cycles. But we did. So we ran a very strong campaign. We had a very superior.
Hey, were you not scared? Hey, you finish and answer whether you were scared. You finish telling me what caused the agitation before you tell me how. Okay,
yeah. No. I mean, we're not. I mean, we're not really agitated. We really was stressing the points to the EC regarding some irregularities that were found out in their own collation, and we realized that our collation of the actual pink sheets points to one direction, which is the fact that we had won the election. So we're stressing that points to the EC and trying to make a case as against what the NPP was also trying to do at the regional EC office. So yeah, maybe that's what you saw. But during those times, it's not what do you call it? It's not what's the word I would use? It's an irate period, as I FLC, and so one needs to be overly fixated and focus on the task, and that's what we did.
I see. You mentioned that the MP in the area, was it Honorable Boamah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He had been very strong, and you decided to contest him. Were you not scared?
And I've never been scared of anything. No guts, no glory. I've never been scared of taking on task, and you'd see some of the things that I've done in my prior to politics. You would have realized that these are things that required a certain level of boldness, a certain level of guts, a certain level of audacious vim to be able to pursue it. And so I've never been scared about anything. I mean, the most important thing for us was to be focused on the strategy. I've always maintained that it is not called a campaign for nothing. It's a campaign, and so you can never convince me as somebody that's coming from an industry that relies heavily on marketing principles that I cannot campaign and sell a message favorably to gain an advantage over another, And so that's the point. And obviously for every campaign, you've got to gather your insights, get your research, and be able to know how to move and what to do. And we set to work. Most importantly, we had one mantra. The mantra was simple. There's no alternative to hard work. Once we're settled on what to do, we just needed to work extra hard. In fact, now that once we are confirmed as members of parliament and sworn in, we're going to actually work even harder than we've ever had to work to ensure that we achieve a lot of the promises or deliver on the promises that we've made to the constituents.
For an MP who had been very strong, in fact, on two electoral periods, won all those. Each time he contested, he won. Right? If you hadn't, if you were not mentioned winner or declared winner yesterday, what would you have done?
Oh, I mean, there were a number of options that would have considered, but that would not be something that I would have taken. For instance, it would be in consultation with senior members of the party and the constituency itself, and to be able to know exactly what would have done. But the first option was to make a strong case to the EC, and also to call on them to do the right thing by declaring us. And so we put together everything. We put together everything that we had. And don't forget, we have been very serious. Look, how I approach my things. Sometimes it was because we're coming from an industry that many, particularly in politics, look down upon. They tend to think we are some riffraffs,
right?
And so they approach us with a certain level of complacency and laissez-faire. And every time I keep telling them that, it becomes their undoing. And so all that seriousness, all the zeal, all the energy, all the insights, all the experience gained from the industry was put into this. And so that led to us having a superior elections management strategy. And we're very serious about it. Very serious about our actual elections, agents training, elections itself, pink sheets gathering, and the collation. So that explained why on the night we had all our pink sheets ready. All our pink sheets, we had all of it. And so from the onset, I'd always maintained that, look, we believe we won, given the pink sheet that we have and the collation that we did. We believe we won, and we wanted the EC to declare.
Now, even with all the pink sheets and your victory, Patrick Boamah says he's still going to court to contest it.
Well, that's an option left for him. One can't really say. I would have wished that for someone that had been voted for at least 3 different times by the constituency, and for them to actually show a willingness to change this time around. I think he needs to accept the fate and probably move on to something. I think he's a fine gentleman. I think he's got a very good political experience. I think he can move up. There's a very opportunity for him to move up within his party or within the political ladder itself. But quite clearly, you could see from the numbers that were coming from the places that were winning within the constituency, you would see that the mood of the constituency was tilted more towards change. I don't know, whatever we did, whatever the constituency, I don't know what they found in us or what they saw in us, but I'm sure our campaign, a bit of my personality and my ability to connect favorably with people may have worked in our favor, And so, and if you look at our political history of the constituency as well, he's about the only MP that has got the opportunity to serve 3 different times, which means that the constituents have been magnanimous and grateful with him all this while. And so if today they're pointing to a direction of change, I think he must gracefully accept it so we can move on. But hey, he knows what he has. But I've always maintained from yesterday when he started to grant the interviews, in fact 2 days ago when he started to do the media run in the evening and all of that, at every point in time when we were called, I said to them, look, I'm available at any forum to prove I've got all our documents intact to prove that we fairly won the elections and was declared in our favor. And that's what we did. You realize that when we went there, we brought all our pink sheets, we brought all our documents to make a strong case.
Okay.
So I'm wondering for someone that had already put out conflicting figures, because on Friday morning, mid-morning, he put out a different figure. By afternoon, he had a different figure entirely altogether. And then by evening, they were touting the City FM number that I put out. City FM in itself, when I reached out and was interviewed on air, when I questioned the authenticity and the source of that, they had to delete it from their page. They had to delete it from their page. And somebody quietly in the background told me it was submitted by members of his team as a way of ramping up buzz and publicity ahead of an intended confirmation, But these things don't work this particular way. You have 3 conflicting figures. You don't have all the pink sheets. I'm wondering what exactly he would want to go to court on. Will he want to go to court on the document of the EC, for instance? Does he have their documents? Are they going to?
Well, we don't know. We don't know what he would contest on, or which would be his reason for going to court. However, you going to Parliament and an entertainer or being in our space, a lot of people have a lot of questions to ask you regarding our sector. Which difference do you think you can make when you get there?
I said it to you sometime. I was just telling I spoke to about, and I said that I am going to Parliament primarily to represent the people of Okakwei Central constituency. My primary focus will be the people of Okakwei Central constituency. I mean, the secondary focus will be if there's opportunity to serve in any position in government or in Parliament in any committee that's connected to our sector, then we would want to leverage that heavily. Beyond that, as well as somebody that has opportunity to push private members' bill, I've always spoken about specific bills that I think needs to, but all of it speaks to the heart of industry. I've always made the case that the copyright law we currently have is not fit for purpose and needs to be amended. I've said that it needs to be amended to be consistent with the newly created national IP policy, because intellectual property market is huge. In Africa alone, it's started to be about 100 billion. Which will unlock a lot of opportunities for creators and provide a much needed revenue for industry. I've always made that point. I've always been consistent about ensuring that the critical ally that needs to fully operationalize the Creative Arts Agency and the Creative Arts Fund needs to be pursued, even if it's, today, governance has changed. It used to be the case that the executive were the ones that could be the only body or units that could drive bills, but now there's private members bill. That gives us opportunity to be able to do this and more. There are a few things, a few instances where a number of the things that I'll be looking to do in Parliament will be connected to industry. But primarily, I think that to manage everybody's expectations, you should know that there are specific promises I made to the people of Okakwei Central who voted me to go there. So the primary focus, as much as I'm an industry person, will be to creating that opportunities for growth, opportunities for prosperity for my people in Okakwei Central constituency. And going forward, if there's anything that we have to do for industry, so we will.
All right, Baba Sadiq. Well, you promised me just last week that you come visit. So we sit and have a proper interview. I'm looking forward to that. I'll let you go for now. I hear you have a meeting. So I'll let you go. But thank you very much for talking to us. I wish you all the best and congratulations, bro. We're so proud of you. So now is what? Honorable Sadiq.
That was for the go Casway for send car.
With the dispatch right now.
Yeah, you pick me up. The Moko go Casway.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
All right, listeners, that was one of our own, Baba Sadiq. Adam, okay.